Then good. Yep.
We are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 25. Here we go.
2-5, quarter way to 100.
For all you ding dongs still listening, we appreciate it. Quarter way to 100. That's a good way to look at it, I suppose. We got a lot to talk about this episode, so we're just going to get right into it. But we'll go ahead and lead with our intro. Cheers. Cheers. The beauty of it is like we're covered by the video, so people don't see us just being like idiots behind the video. Just headbanging the whole time.
I like how we chose for the intro though, where I'm holding up 4 beers at the end.
Yeah, I was looking for true representation of what the show's all about.
That'll do.
Speaking of true representation, got my Idiots on a Mic shirt on. Shout out to Mom and Papa Steel. Before we really get into the questions, we want to take the time, like the people who are listening, do us a huge favor. Share that shit. Share the live link. Share,
Right
if you're
now,
on
just hit that share button. It doesn't take that much time, and it helps us out a ton.
Yeah. So most of our followers, almost exclusively all of our followers are on Facebook. So share that video. That's going to go a long way for us. That's going to allow us to keep doing what we're doing, and expand our audience a little bit, and hopefully give you guys better sounding, better looking quality in the long run. So make sure you're doing that, and in advance, we're incredibly humble, incredibly grateful for all of you who are doing that for us. And make sure you're going and subscribing to our YouTube page as well. Go to YouTube, type in Idiots on a Mic, and hit that subscribe button. That's going to help us out again tremendously. But we got a lot to talk about. It's time for, first, before we get too far, one of my new favorite segments. Let's get our dad jokes in. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
I've got some good ones for you. These are good ones. You are going to appreciate these. Okay.
I'm looking up to see if I can find some of the ones I sent you.
We're gonna. I have some memes that I'll be able to put up later on as well. I think a couple of them are from you, so we'll get those put up.
Oh, perfect. What do you got?
Here's my first dad joke. Okay, Dave was born without eyelids. All right, so they circumcised him, and they used the skin for his eyelids. The operation was a success, but he's a little cockeyed.
I thought you were going somewhere like with foresight.
Oh, okay. That is also could have. You know what? There's a fork in the road there, bud. You could have taken either path, and
it's all right. I think it just shows how lame we both are. Okay, we thought of both.
All right. My next joke. What do you call a guy being mauled by a lion? Claude.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
That's
so bad.
That's comic gold. That's what that is. That is comic gold. I don't know that this is. I think this is a dad joke. This last one here, just in the sense that this is something every dad at some point has probably thought or actually said to their child. So my son asked, "Dad, what are condoms used for?" And my dad said, "Usually so I don't have to answer questions like this." I know my father, that is definitely something that he would say. So I'm kind of proud of the fact that I was able to find that little gem.
Whenever I think of Pop Steel, I always think like he's probably got this dad move mastered where he's sitting in the chair. You go to talk to him, and he just just kind of grunts a little bit, and he's like, "All right, I better leave him alone so I can watch this Ninja Turtles."
Tommy, if you are listening, the real truth is we would go home and watch Ninja Turtles after you guys hung out, simply because he was deprived of it. Just picking on you. So we'd actually go home as kids and watch Ninja Turtles after we hung out as a family. No, yeah, but it's the arms crossed. He's got the real. It's just the mean mug. Like it's the default setting on his face. He gets in that chair and he's just. All right, not gonna talk to him. I get it. As I was on the internet the other day, I came across this that Netflix is planning on rolling out an audio only option for their shows. Did you hear about that at all?
Yeah, like I don't.
I don't really comprehend what they're trying to accomplish there. You're telling me, well, I mean, there's a lot of things that I think maybe Grey's Anatomy gets. I mean, we've been watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy, so you come across it and you're like, yeah, if I heard the audio only version of this, I could probably figure out what's going on and get away with it. Like I'm not looking to see what they're actually doing in the procedures anyway. So as long as they're just talking about it, I'm like, yeah, this is way above my head. So
what are you talking about? Let's practice. That's pretty much med school, right? And that's
yeah. Yeah. That's the first question when they ask you for like your medical board exams is like, what episode of Grey's are you on?
You're like, oh, well, I stopped after season 2. You're done.
Yeah. You can leave. Yeah. Burn your scrubs. You'll never make it. Get out of here. Yeah. I don't know. And there's some shows that you certainly can't get away with it. Now I know Netflix doesn't have the rights to like Game of Thrones or anything, but I feel like there's so many different little subtleties within actors and scenes that you cannot just get away with audio only versions of that.
Well, that, and I don't understand why they can't, like, my first thought was this was for people who were blind so they could listen to it, or people that could listen to it on the road, but they have a Netflix app and everything like that. So, I mean, you can just listen to the stuff. I mean, you don't have to watch it. You can just put it on your phone, put it in your pocket, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is there, but I mean, hey, I guess it wouldn't take as much like internet and shit. So,
well, the upside to this whole thing too is you can actually like lock your phone screen and everything, and it'll continue to play. Whereas if you're doing a video, you don't have that ability. But regardless, it seems like a waste of a concept to me. I think they're just trying to do kind of what YouTube does, how they can do the YouTube Premium. You can close your phone and it'll still play. You basically just listen to it. And I think for what Netflix, if this is the reason they raise their prices, they can cut the shit out right now. Like Netflix subscription prices are up to like $17 or $18.99 a month now. And that is such bullshit. Like, don't waste my time with audio only stuff. Now, if, like you said, if it is for those who have like vision impairments and things like that, to where listening to it, then yeah, that's great. I like that idea, but it doesn't seem to be how they rolled it out.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of.
Hey, do you like podcasts? Well, guess what? Here's an entire actual show that has foundations and interactions that you need to actually see. And by the way, we've raised our prices $6 a month.
Well, I wonder how like that whole scheme of like making money, the whole like profit idea or whatever from Netflix makes sense for them now, because now they're pouring a bunch of money into making the videos, making movies, making their own shit. Like, where's that money's coming directly off your profits? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It seems kind of.
Speaking of the movie industry as a whole, have you seen Tom Cruise's freak out?
No. What was that about?
Oh, he lost. I don't know if it's just like people weren't following COVID protocols or what, but it's probably like a minute of him just telling everybody they're fucking idiots and nothing. Like, like this industry is going down the shitter. You need to be, taking these precautions. You are the models for this industry. If you guys don't do this, people can't put food on their plates. People can't like pay for their kids' college tuition. And I'm like, I'm with you, Tom. I don't want movies to go away anytime soon. However, in one movie, you can put food on your plate for the entire year and pay for your kids' college tuition, probably. So, my heart bleeds for you, but only so much. You could do a movie a year or every 2 years and be good. And
Now is that similar to is that because of the movies not going in theaters anymore?
probably, I mean, there's going to be a huge. I think Warner Brothers. I don't know if they ever even actually came to an agreement in this whole thing. Like how it's like a huge slate of Warner Brothers movies, right? That are going to HBO Max, and HBO Max is pretty cheap to begin with, like $15 a month. So, I mean, how much of that profit a month can HBO Max afford to lose to give it to Warner Brothers to where it would even be worth their time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're making millions of dollars, I don't have any sympathy for you. I'm sorry. I don't. If you miss out on $2 million, I'm sorry. You still got 4 in the bank. Until you're like, all right, I can have a job that's $40,000 to $60,000 a year. Don't at me.
Yeah. Do me a favor. And now kudos to these guys who perfect their craft and all those things. Like same thing with professional athletes. I have nothing, I aspired to be a professional athlete at one point, but guess what? You're making millions of dollars. And I understand that you may still have like home troubles.
Mm-hmm.
You should not have financial issues. But again, if I was given $1 million, jeez, like which we will get into a question about this later on in today's show. I don't know that I don't blow it. So it's kind of a weird, but if you're a professional athlete, there's almost nowhere you can't go. Like after you're done playing, like even if you just go down the shitter, guess what? You could probably go anywhere. Like any company would be willing to hire you just for the marketing value alone.
Oh, absolutely. And plus now too, especially with college athletes getting paid too. So, I mean, you're kind of already set up for success there.
Every commercial is going to be led by some sort of football player at this point. And that's the thing is when you think in terms of like the NCAA paying, like or athletes being able to get paid, you think almost exclusively football.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I mean, those pay for all the programs anyway, for the most part. But I mean, I don't know. And even if people aren't buying the movies and stuff like that, you got to imagine that a lot of their pay probably isn't based off of the movies. And even if it is, it's like a bonus. Like was it Robert Downey Jr. had in his contract that he got like 0.5% of what the Avengers Endgame made or something like that. Or some bullshit like that. Like, okay, so you're already getting your $2 million and you're upset because people aren't going out because of COVID because you want to, no, get out of here.
Is there something you want to tell the movie industry, bud? Just say it. Come out and say it.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Just saying, I want to meet Nick Miller, so if you could arrange that, that'd be delightful.
Yeah.
In character, though.
Jake Johnson, if you happen to somehow miraculously see, this is why we need people to share our videos.
That's right.
It exposes us more. Oh, what is that? This gets in front of Jake Johnson. Next thing you know, we're doing a New Girl Hangout episode, and bada bing, bada boom. Everybody takes off. He takes off because he's been on Idiots on a Mic, probably, if I had to guess. we take off because we're friends with Nick Miller now, and who's arguably the most lovable character ever to be on the small screen.
I feel like the show's geared for that character and that character alone. Aliens, government corruption. That's here.
So let's get into. We got to do it. We got to get through our promotions here. I've had the ticker up here. CBDbrothersusa.com. We're still running our promotion. idiots on mic, not idiots on a mic, idiots on mic, all lowercase, no space, 25% off and free shipping. They're allowing us to do this still. I mean, these guys are incredible. They're giving us an opportunity, 25% off and free shipping. In times like this, where shipping could, I mean, they could rack up prices in shipping right now and probably make a profit just off that alone. But they're allowing us to still run this promotion through the holidays, take advantage of it. All their products have been gold, at least from what I've used so far, absolute gold. That wind down, take the tincture, go to bed, get a good sleep. And that's even without the melatonin. I don't even take the melatonin one yet. You want a real good night's rest? Woo-wee! Get that melatonin in your system, and you will be out like a light.
We going into Built by Big Mace now? Is that what we're doing?
Built by Big Mace. Listen, we had not just Mason on. We also had our new friend of the show, Devontae McClain, on. Go to Spotify, Devontae McClain.
He's got some good stuff. I finally actually listened to some of it. That shit's good.
There's such a different range for this guy. Like, hopefully he doesn't like take offense to any of these comparisons that I'm about to make, but you can go into kind of like a T-Pain, Chris Brown kind of vibe with his singing and things like that, and then you can go into like a J. Cole, or I even catch a little bit of Rick Ross kind of in there too. The difference between those names that I just named is pretty incredible, and you wrap that all into one person. And like I said, I am interested to see. I asked him off air if there was going to be a Christmas album coming. He said, I don't know. So probably can't expect a DMX style Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer anytime soon. However, maybe it's on the way. If he's got the diversity to sing and rap in the same song, then maybe he's got the diversity to do a Christmas album too. So we'll see what happens.
I'll tell you what, too. If you listen to our last show, he talked about how he was the indoor professional football, right? Mm-hmm. And he was devoting all of his time and effort into everything, giving everything he had to that. And he didn't want to start a music career until that was over, because he wanted to give 100% to one thing and not the other. And I mean, I got mad respect just for that. You know what I mean? Like, truly believing in something and now saying, all right, everything else off, I'm focusing on my craft and working on honing it to the best of the ability. And I think it really shows in some of his music. So
yeah, I mean, same thing with Mason. I mean, you talk about how he kind of explained that he was doing a little bit of the personal training in between, whether it was practices or off seasons when he was in the IFL. And then he kind of looked at it and he said, this is an opportunity to really, do some good for people. And I got to respect that too, because I didn't go through near the education that he did to get personal training certification. I mean, what he has is leaps and bounds above what I have. And the respect you have for other people's health and taking the time to make them better, and just the reward of it too. I got to say kudos to him and what he's been able to do so far. And hopefully he continues. There he is, built by Big Mace, built by Big Butt Mace.
Listen, if you've been, wandering around life for a while with a dad bod, are you slowly creeping into rod bod territory? Let me tell you, you need to go see Big Mace to get a body built by Big Mace. Let me tell you.
So I know you did that because you want me to show the viewers once again what the I'll get it up. So I'm waiting on one thing before we launch our next campaign. We're going to be running a cancer awareness campaign. And as long as everybody's okay with it, we're kind of, did I lose it? There it is. We're kind of working with the CBD Brothers USA guys to get that campaign rolling, since we are utilizing their logo once again and we've been grateful that they've allowed us to do that, more or less as a sponsor. And, it's been cool for us to be able to kind of sponsor them a little bit, just because we know those guys pretty well and what they're capable of. And not only are they good businessmen, but great dudes just to talk to as well. So we're working on getting a shirt launched that I think everybody's going to really like. But for the viewers' pleasure, let me make sure I get this up properly. The Rod Bod campaign is alive and well. So make sure you're getting your shirt. Look at that. Oh man. In all its glory. And I'll tell you what, bud. That's a majority population shirt right there. So
okay, you need to train to have that body. Okay, first of all,
that's right. But the beauty of it is too, though, that's not your average daddy right there. Rod Daddy getting his own.
I feel like this is the shirt that you wear when you go into Mason's office for the first time to get training, and then he gives you one of his shirts at the end.
Yeah. Well, let's do an exchange program. You go ahead, you turn that in, and we'll get you a completely different shirt. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into our questions. And as we get into our questions, I want to remind everybody that we can see comments live. So chime in with your answers for some of these questions. Let's get into it. Question number 1. If you die and find out that everyone gets to choose a 12-foot by 12-foot zone without being able to influence or contact any of the living, where would your zone be?
Can you repeat that? Like if I died?
Yeah. So you die. You're a ghost. Why do you say if I died? Like that's the surprise part of it. If I died, wow, that's wild. Okay. So you die. You die. Okay. You're a ghost now.
Yeah.
You got a 12-foot by 12-foot portion of the world that you get to be in, but you can't influence the living. You know what? I think I'm going to let you take this one, Maddie. And
nope. Set me down in the center of a B-dubs.
Ooh.
Why?
Football games?
I always get to watch football games. And 2, I get to smell wings for eternity. I'm okay with that.
I can respect that. That is a beautiful answer. I'll do you one better.
Better be somewhere inside, buddy. Sun will get you.
I'm dead. I'm a ghost already, man. It doesn't.
Even worse.
I get sunburned as a ghost. How fucked up would that be? Like, even in death, I'm getting screwed over by the sunlight. I would say the home stadium to my favorite football or baseball team. I would say
that's a good one.
Think about, okay, so you get to see all the games, but that's the only difference is you get to see just the home games, whereas you could see all the games. But just imagine, plant me right at the 50 and let me just kind of I get 144 square feet to just kind of go around and see plays and stuff. Oh, that'd be slick. Just to listen to some of the shit that comes out of their mouths too. Oh, that would be fantastic. Or even if my 12-foot by 12-foot was in the batter's home plate, so I can see what the batter sees as pitches are coming in, that would be wild too. Is there anywhere that you wouldn't want to be?
The ocean.
Oh
no.
But think about it. So you don't have to breathe. You could actually see what's in the bottom of.
You could go all the way to the bottom. There's nope. Fuck nope.
You don't want to see what's at the bottom of the ocean. What if Nessie's been I
can't pet her.
That's a good point. That would be the most devastating thing.
Have everything you ever want before right in front of you, and you can't touch it.
Everything. This is everything you've ever wanted was to be able to pet Nessie.
I don't want to talk about
it. That would be pretty cool, though. Honestly, I don't know, because even with that knowledge, you can't answer, you can't present that information to the rest of the world. So that would be kind of,
and it would suck once the you get the 12 by 12 in the B-dubs or the stadium, and then it gets tore down and it becomes just enjoy while it lasts.
It's an absolute wasteland.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is the NFL will go on for eternity
Oh yeah.
because it has entrenched itself into the fabrics of what this nation is about as a whole. So,
Beer wings and football, man.
however, if it's like a Rams situation where there's a new stadium built, they move to LA, all that shit goes on, then yeah, you're kind of screwed. That wouldn't be the best scenario to be in, I guess. Bottom of the ocean. That's yeah. Well, okay, let me ask you this. What if your 12 by 12 is on a plane? So you just get to travel all the time. Yeah, you can't really get off the plane, so that would suck.
Yeah. Well, the 12 by 12, you can go up and down as much as you want. So I mean, you could go up into space as much as you want. And think about it, as you're going up, the Earth rotates, so you'd get to see all sorts of shit.
So I'm glad you said space. This is going to allow me to bring up one of the other. Get out of here. One of the memes that I wanted to show for the podcast today. I think there's a lot that we don't know about space, and I don't know that this isn't a scenario that we might end up in. Oh, let me make you big again.
I
Is
appreciate it, buddy.
what if what if we were in a situation where we are able to see into space without using mirrors, and there's actually now this I mean we need to ponder this theory right now, is there's actually vampires out there and we haven't been able to see them all this time because you can't see them through a mirror. This is actually something that needs to come into question for the people, because we know aliens are real, but are vampires in space a thing? And if so, do they really need the masks? Probably not. The helmets or anything? Probably not, if I had to guess.
I was about to say, how would they, suck the blood if they got the mask on? That'd be kind of difficult.
What if they're feeding on aliens and alien blood grants them eternal life just with one person or one alien?
They're just
They're like,
floating around in space.
This green juice makes us live longer than the red juice does, so we're gonna hang out here for all of eternity.
The red juice is like heroin. Actually cuts their lifespan.
Oh no, yeah,
But it's so good.
but it's a hell of a ride, yeah.
Speaking of What If, I just saw a teaser for Marvel's What If coming out on on their Disney platform.
Oh,
Looks pretty good.
really?
Pretty good.
See, I'm excited. There's a lot of different what ifs. There's a lot of different.
Oh yeah.
What if so and so got bit by a spider instead of Peter Parker? What if it's like what if Aunt May got bit by the spider instead of?
I think I saw one. It was like, what if Black Widow had Captain America's shield instead of Captain? So I was like, all right.
And DC has done a similar thing too, to where it's like, I mean, they talk about it in the Flashpoint paradox, where it was Bruce Wayne gets killed in the alleyway instead of the parents, and so the mom becomes Joker and the dad becomes Batman, and it's like
it should have been the original storyline.
I think so. I mean, honestly, like how crazy, but. The only reason that storyline's crazy is because they have developed Batman.
Oh yeah,
character, you know what I mean.
That's fair.
So it'll be interesting to see what route they take in some of those things, and what if Captain America had an Iron Man suit, things like that. It's
all animated too. So I'm like, you know what, I'm here.
They can do a lot with it.
Yeah,
there's so much they can do with that. Yeah. While we have a decent amount of viewers right now, I want to take the time.
How many we got? 5?
Yeah. 5. We'd be lucky.
Oh, I nailed it. Nailed it.
No, so we kind of touched on how crazy things have been in terms of shipping and everything, and what some of these companies are going through. So somebody's handing out shirts to like FedEx, UPS, and the United States Postal Service workers, t-shirts that say "I work harder than an ugly stripper," and that is probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Every one of these guys, you can tell, just has a level of respect for this shirt, and I think it's something that's kind of overlooked, the amount of respect that these people should be getting, men and women in that field, in this time, especially, not only with the fact that COVID's going on, so that online shopping has been ramped up, but just in this time alone, even if there wasn't COVID going on, the amount of rush deliveries that take place in this time and the amount of pressure that's put on these people, because guess what? They have no control over when your package comes in and shit like that. So do yourself a favor. Don't be an asshole and go, hey, if you catch the delivery guy, oh, thanks a lot. This is after Christmas that this got delivered. Now I can't surprise my kid with it or whatever. Like, go fuck yourself, pal, because there's no control that these people have.
Shout out to Graham there. Old Grammy.
Yes,
Grammy. She'd rock that shirt.
That's right. She's like, when are the idiots gonna make I work harder than an ugly stripper t-shirt? That's what she wants to know. Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's get into our next question. I feel like this one's gonna hit home for us a lot. Would you rather be able to only whisper or only yell? I gotta go whisper. You gotta go whisper though, right? You have to. No, don't say.
How are you going to show any emotion? Like, oh, I hate you so much. God, this is awful. I hate this. This is the worst thing ever. No.
Okay, but look at it this way. Think about every time you've just wanted to have a discreet conversation. See, here's the thing is you can convey anger by whispering, where it's like one of those things where it's like it feels like you're yelling, but you're not. You know what I mean? But if I want to tell you very discreetly that I shit my pants, I can't do that. Hey man, I shit my pants. That's why I'm sorry. That's why it stinks right here. Versus, hey, Rod, don't tell anybody. I shit my pants, man.
I don't know. You're making a case for yelling or being quiet, because I'm absolutely all for the yelling.
By the way, saying things discreetly. Hey, these Bud Light Platinum seltzers, though.
Bud Light, if you'd like to.
I tried. I reached out to him on Twitter. I was hoping for a little bit of banter back and forth, right? I was like, I tweeted at Bud Light, hey, it's impossible to find these seltzers here in Central Ohio. Where can I get these at? Hoping it was just going to be like so funny back and forth and everything. Like they're like, oh yeah, we sold all of them out because them bitches are the best thing on earth. No, what did they do? They sent me an email address for a wholesaler so that I could buy it in bulk if I wanted to.
I'm gonna need you to send me that link.
Yeah. So anybody looking to buy wholesale Bud Light seltzer or Bud Light Platinum seltzers, go ahead and check out our Twitter. Boy, ain't that shameless. Hey, you want to buy bulk Bud Light seltzers, the Bud Light Platinum seltzer? Go ahead and look at our Twitter page. Go ahead and follow it while you're at it. I mean, you might as well. You're there. If that's it, so that would be my case for yelling things. Like I would always just be like, hey, follow me on Twitter, dog.
Here's the question. So if you're already yelling everything, when you're drunk, how loud do you become then?
You become so loud to the point. Yeah. Ooh, that's tough. At what point do you lose your voice? I mean, do you lose your voice though too?
I just think you have some good vocals, you get a good
to the point where you're whispering anyway.
You imagine how tiring that would be, like yelling everything. You'd have to like you're
the contraction of your face muscles. Yeah. You would be like jacked.
Yeah, I mean, you think of how much energy you'd probably burn. Like, good God, yelling, give me yelling.
But I also think too. I mean, we're under the impression that like we're basically making the case that you're constantly talking, so you're constantly yelling in this situation. Whereas I would probably just talk less.
There's that too. I mean,
I would not talk less. I would find a way to so I could yell all the time. Figure it out,
Ideally.
Yeah, ideally. I see. I don't know. By the way, shout out to Tommy. He got his. I don't know if you saw the tech. He got his Gusty Town Bears shirt.
Oh,
So, by the way, for those of you who have ordered anything off Bonfire, I know it's kind of a long-winded process. It takes a long time to get stuff delivered. But I mean, that's such a great company for us to be able to work with to design t-shirt, and anyone can do it. It's not just us. Like, go on and design your own t-shirt. But to be able to do it and it not cost us anything, that's kind of why everything takes such a long process. And for those of you who are still expecting stuff, it's on the way. I know I got a couple things that are going to be on the way here soon. Thanks for the support in buying some of our products, and make sure you're getting your Rod Bod shirts coming.
that's
up.
right. Get them ready for summer.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Wait till COVID season's over. It's not even beach season versus like winter season anymore. It's like once COVID season is over and everyone can actually go to the beaches again.
We're all just a bunch of blobs.
Yeah. No, but I am excited for, we're constantly thinking of different ideas for t-shirts and stuff. And Rodbot, actually, credit to Tommy, was primarily his idea, and we kind of turned it into what the t-shirt ended up being. So, shout out to him. I know at some point he will be listening to this. So there's your weekly shout out, you asshole. Now get on with it, all right? All right, back to our questions. You got me caught off here. So you're going with yelling. I'm going whispering. I'd rather.
Because you're weak.
Weirdly enough, after doing all this, once a week now, I'm a fairly reserved person, so I think I would stick to just be mostly quiet most of the time, or all the time, I guess. Did I just say weak? Go fuck yourself, pal.
Weak.
No,
you got them small vocals. Talking about your calves again.
It's genetic. No, you want to talk about chicken legs? Hey, Mikey, if you are here at all, Mikey, go ahead and chime in with the old chicken legs comment that we used to give Rod that would make him incredibly self-conscious. He'd be like, he'd send a picture. Hey, look at these Pikachu slippers. I'm like, Pikachu slipper? God damn it, you put slippers on a fucking chicken. That's pretty cool.
I could send a picture deadlifting 500 pounds and y'all be like, oh, that's chicken legs. But they strong chicken legs.
And that was always the argument in return. It was like, oh, they're strong, though. They're strong. We're proud of you, bud. We're proud of you.
Thanks, friends.
Maybe I would choose yelling. I feel like I'm a yelling person. I'm not trying to sit on the fence here, but I don't know. Next question. If you had to choose a cartoon character to be your best friend, who would it be? Excluding superheroes.
What is to be my best friend? A cartoon character. I don't know. You're you first on this one. What do you think? I gotta think of something good. I gotta think of something good here.
I think like Jerry from Tom and Jerry would be good.
Yeah.
Just because how witty he is. He doesn't talk. I mean, I'd just be like, yeah, let's go fuck with the cat for hours on end, I suppose. Because cats fuck with us on a regular basis.
That's fair. I was thinking someone more like Shaggy off Scooby Doo or like that. You know what I mean?
That would be a good one, Shaggy from Scooby Doo. I see. Like instantly, my mind went superhero characters when I was thinking like cartoons, but I was like, I don't know. Like that seems. I mean, you could pick anybody off that tree, and it would be a good selling point. But what about the dog from Tom and Jerry? Who's just like Spike. He'd be a pretty good one. I tried to think more in terms of old school.
I feel like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
I was just thinking that too. Yeah.
Like he could invent the shit. I could be the non-socially awkward one that does all his business for him.
The non-socially awkward one. Yeah. So for those of you that just came on, we're talking about if you had to choose a cartoon character to be your best friend, who would it be? So make sure you're chiming in with comments. It's been awfully quiet in the comments today.
Right. They're Perry's still tired from that ass whooping the Steelers got from the Bengals last night.
Should we talk about it? Can we talk about it?
Ryan Finley, the greatest No, I can't even say that. Ryan Finley is
now. I I noticed you were quiet up until the end of that game. So was there any shred of doubt throughout the
I
entire thing?
I started talking shit at halftime, but I knew. I even put the premise in the group chat. I was like, we're probably still going to lose this game, but I want to point out that Ryan Finley has done something Baker Mayfield has never done and had a 17-point lead on the Steelers, and that was it. That was my it for the day.
It for the day. So, however, even after that discussion, are you still in contention to spin the wheel 3 times this year? Is that
No,
correct?
absolutely not. No.
Who is who? So the bet you made was Cowboy.
Maybe one. No, because Ryan finished last in fantasy.
Ryan, once again, doesn't matter if it's points for or not. Take it, pal. Also, take it for that Vikings loss.
And I haven't spun it for the Bengals yet because if somehow they win their last 2 games against the Texans and Ravens, and the Broncos lose both games, Derek will have to. Old Griff will have to spin that bad boy.
I wouldn't hate that. I
mean,
I want to get the one where we dress him in whatever we want, and he's got to walk down Main Street.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
That would be beautiful.
I hope Ryan.
I don't know if beautiful is the word, but yeah,
majestic.
Bingo. There's the word, majestic. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a law against what we would probably put him in if I had to guess.
Shirt cocking it.
just like a knee length t-shirt, like a nightgown.
Whoop whoop. Sir, what are you doing? Oh, I'm shirt cocking it. Well, you're missing the second part of that outfit, aren't you?
I'm just long shirting it, sir. That'd be messed up. By the way, kudos to Derek for knocking me out of the playoffs.
Yep, you lost your second round pick, so
I lost my second round pick.
Bummer.
I have 2 7ths though.
That's.
Hey, when did you get what's his name? Jalen Robinson.
Oh, I didn't get James Robinson.
James Robinson.
Yeah, I picked him up in free agency. Yeah. Yep. Justin Jefferson, though, is a 12th round pick, and I will be happy to keep him next year for that.
Well, it doesn't matter because they're going to get Trevor Lawrence next year after the Jets beat the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
So,
right.
Actually, the Jaguars are in contention for their first round pick now.
That's right.
First overall pick.
Yep. They're there. It was the worst win in NFL history by the Jets.
Now, did you hear McVay's speech after? Oh man. Oh, we're gonna be devastated by this loss. This loss is only as embarrassing as we allow it to be. I'm like, dude, it's pretty fucking embarrassing. You lost to the Jets, the 0-14 or 0-15 team, whatever they were.
Yep.
Golly. That's what you got to say as a head coach. All right, let's move along.
Only thing worse than that's losing by 10 points to the Cincinnati Bengals when you're to a third-string quarterback. But what do I know?
If you were a cartoon character, we'd be best friends for sure. Real life, I don't know. All right, next question. Wait, what? All right, next question. By the way, Graham has been peppering us with pictures from our Vegas trip like 6 years ago.
Constantly.
And I'm like, oh man, the flashbacks are so real. Just the memories of all the BS that we did. We did a lot of cool like touristy things, which I enjoyed because normally when I go there with Papa Steele when we're there for work, we're actually there for work. We get absolutely shit faced and they got to wake up the next morning and go do stuff. I usually go on vacation. They don't invite me to go there anymore. I get to go on vacation and hang out. So
I have to step away for about 2 or 3 minutes. So if you want to show off our new shirt, I don't know if that's able to be shown off, but
I could show the front of it. I won't show the back of it. So
I will be right back.
So Bonfire allows us, for those of you who are still listening, they give us an opportunity to take our proceeds that we gain from our shirts and send them directly to a fundraiser or nonprofit of our choice. So as soon as we get the okay to put this in circulation, our plan is we're going to have this shirt and all our profits are going to go to the American Cancer Society. We've already done a fundraiser for them earlier this year, a couple months ago, actually. And so we're going to do a similar thing. It's going to go to the branch specifically in Ohio. And for those of you who are interested, as soon as we get this rolling out, I'll make sure that we get the link placed for you guys. It's Idiots Against Cancer. Cancer kind of hits home for both Rod and I. We both lost loved ones to cancer, and we want to be able to show our support again. We want to be able to fund as much as we can for research purposes, and anything we can do to help out to fight the absolute monster that is cancer, then we're going to try to do that. So like I said, once we actually put this into circulation and publish this quote unquote campaign, as Bonfire calls it, then we'll send the link out to everybody via Facebook, Twitter, any sort of social media. We'll be able to put it out there, and we would love nothing more than to have your guys' support in getting this T-shirt out there. I'm kind of proud of this one. I won't take all the credit because it was primarily a template. I just kind of added our touches to it. But as you see, all the different color lettering, which represents a variety of different ribbons and what those stand for, whether it's breast cancer, testicular cancer, brain cancer, any sort of blood cancer, things like that. And then, of course, the purple or lavender ribbon on the fist itself, representing cancers as a whole. And as we were having this lovely moment here, somebody wants to chime in, and
that's a nice car, but I don't know. Do you know this this goon?
I am unfamiliar with Cease Morhino. Morhino? Am I pronouncing that right? Morhino? Cease more. Cease. No, you're gonna Cease more rhino.
Sees more rhino, dude. I also love rhinos, so that we're friends.
Is this a rugby player?
Yeah. Oh, it might be. Maybe. Yeah.
Anyways, probably did sin pretty quick. By the way, kudos to you for kudos to you for sitting in the bathroom in record time. That is, hey, nobody knows you but you. Nobody knows you like you do. So definitely some adequate security.
No, let me explain. I had to.
Okay.
As a responsible adult, I was supposed to pick up some food at the grocery store today. I forgot and did not. So I had to order Chinese food so the wife would be happy when she comes home. So, hey.
Happy wife, happy life. Has that been true so far? Have you learned for that to be true so far?
Absolutely. That goes even before before you're married and it's just dating. I mean, I think you can attest to that one.
Absolutely. I do.
Now, I do want to say with the T-shirt, by the way, the T-shirt looks phenomenal. I think it's probably the best work you've done with any T-shirts we got. But not to toot your horn there, but save that for later.
Toot it. Yeah. We are going to go sit in the bathroom now.
I just want to emphasize to people too, like when we do stuff like this, like the T-shirt and stuff like that. I mean, you and I haven't made a profit off this show yet, and it doesn't for the foreseeable future. I don't see us actually doing it, but all this stuff is to raise awareness and to actually help. Like we're doing it not for our pockets, but more for just the awareness factor of the cancers and that sort of thing as well. So it's coming from a good place, and we hope everyone can help us out with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, this kind of hits home for us a little bit. There's the percentage of people that have dealt with cancer in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a friend, family member, whatever the case may be. Like, it is such an ugly monster, and it doesn't seem like it's going to go away anytime soon. So whatever we can do to fund these places for research purposes, we're gonna do that. By the way, speaking of happy wife, happy life, I'm gonna get my ass kicked because the dogs are chewing their pajamas. I'm gonna get so murdered, but that's okay because I'm gonna buy new ones and we'll be none the wiser. Um, but yeah, like I said, I do take a little bit of pride in that one. Like I said, it was primarily a template, so I just kind of plugged in our words, added some touches to it, and called it a day. But it is what it is. I'm gonna down the second. Okay, let's get into our next question.
Let's
We're
do it.
about halfway through the questions, so we'll kind of pick it up a little bit. You are in a shelter with the 5 remaining people on the planet. You've survived the apocalypse. You all are coming out of this bunker. What is the worst way to start the conversation on the other side of the apocalypse?
On the other side of the apocalypse? At least there's no more traffic.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, probably a selling point. So really, like, yeah, that is a good one.
And I took a look at the Facebook, and that's the Moreno, good dude. I used to down in Albany, so it took me a minute to realize, but yeah.
So you just let me
hear from me, man.
You just let me, Mr. Moreno. I apologize for slaughtering your name time and time again to figure out who that was to kind of jog Rod's memory. But we're here now. We're glad we could have you come, chime in for us. That is a good one, though. I feel like in terms of I think the worst thing you could probably say is so how are we gonna do this procreation thing? You know, we're gonna start this off again, or like what if it was 5 dudes? Like you come out as 5 dudes, and you're like,
what can we crossbreed with?
Yeah. Do you think if we fuck this, then it will conceive a child?
I feel like that's cave talk.
You're a sick individual, yeah. No, unga bunga.
What was it when your cave painting only gets 3 ooga boogas? It's just like,
yeah, yeah. That is a pretty good one. That would be. I mean, you have to have that conversation though, coming out of the apocalypse, right? Like, how is this procreation thing going to happen? But it certainly can't be the first thing you talk about.
No, absolutely not. I feel like if there were women down there, if it was a mixed women and men both, you'd have to think you'd be like, or even if it's even just one gender down there, you have to think you're like, all right, how are we going to repopulate this shit? And if you survived, there's other people that survived. You know what I mean? Like, chances of you being the only ones is very slim.
That's true. That is true. Well, I mean, we might be in the beginning of apocalypse after all these vaccines take place and people turn into zombies. So, or we may have this effect that I would like to show you. So, there's a lot of conspiracy going around that because Bill Gates has in some way either funded or helped produce the vaccine, that that he is actually implanting microchips in people's heads. So here pretty soon we're all going to be switching. Apple is no longer going to be a thing. We're all going to be switching to Microsoft products. So the fact that the urge to buy the new Google phone might be real difficult. Might be a real issue coming here soon. So let them work out the bugs for the vaccine, like we've been talking about, and then get it, and then get it. Let them be exposed for trying to implant microchips in people's brains, and then get the vaccine.
Yeah, what's your take on that? What's your take on the vaccine? Like, is it something you're gonna immediately get right away?
No,
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 no. Don't
I
blame you.
I don't trust it. I mean, that's like I saw this thing. It was like a comparison with Cyberpunk. How there's all these bugs and glitches that are taking place in the
Hmm.
game. It's kind of like let them work it out first because guess what? They rushed this thing in less than a year. They came up with a vaccine for a virus that we just discovered this year. I'll wait. I understand there's a lot of advancements in technology and medicine and stuff, but
Hey
not
man,
a, not a chance.
male birth control. I ain't taking that shit right away. Ooh, all right,
And
all right. We hear
we
you.
we have
We
some
agree.
people that yeah, we hear you. We're looking into it.
It's
Yeah,
just
so you can't. You just can't. Not
I
early.
I saw one of the dark. It was one of the darker memes, but it had Bernie Sanders getting the COVID vaccination, and it goes, "Oh, look, they're putting down Bernie. We need to stop them."
uh, yeah, I don't know, but I mean, we're controlled by all this shit that goes on. I mean, do you think social media listens to us while we're on the conversation on the topic? Like, I 100% believe that, and this is the same thing. I have experienced the same phenomenon when we had Mason on. He talked about it. Like, you can mention like a person or one thing one time.
Then it comes up on Wish as a sex object.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, remember how you were thinking about Bud Light Platinum seltzers? Well, we don't have that. However, we have this weird kinky thing for
We have this butt injector that can inject Bud Light Platinum seltzers.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so in in real time,
The
the
chat
lady
knows. The
the,
chat knows.
the lady just experienced that the boys absolutely shredded their PJs, and so this is me live on air explaining to her that I will be buying more pajamas for the dogs. Um, but yeah, they're kind of a little they're dickheads. I don't know what you want me to say. They're absolute dickheads. Both of those are shredded. Both of them.
They take after their dad.
That's right. An absolute dickhead. Absolute dickhead. This guy.
That's
Wait
right.
a minute.
Hey, chat's in the know. Let me tell you.
The chat is in the know. The chat is in the know. Big Brother's ever. This is so. I I wish there was a way for us to get Jake Johnson as Nick Miller on our show because this is an absolute like
I'm as close as you get.
I mean, you're not too far from the character. You're not writing a novel anytime soon, but other than that, I think it's pretty spot on.
The Pepperwood Chronicles. I could go.
Think crust pizza? No, thank you. I'm from Chicago.
Hey, what am I doing? Like,
I don't know. Pacino? Maybe.
yeah, maybe.
All right, let's get into our next question here.
Let's do it.
You can transport one furious elephant into any point in history. Where would you put it? I have a weird. So I'm going to go first because
Yeah.
I think my answer is somewhat unexpected. And I want to see what the absolute capabilities of an elephant would be. So let's put it like right on the outskirts of Chernobyl when Chernobyl happens and see what sort of mutation takes place and let this thing run rampant.
Oh god, what if it's angry forever?
What if it's
You know?
angry forever?
Have I have
I,
have I mentioned that that story I heard about the bear who ate a bunch of cocaine? This bear just ate like a bunch, like several pounds of cocaine, and then someone commented below and goes, "The 5 minutes before he died, but after he ate the cocaine, that was probably the most dangerous apex predator on the planet."
and similarly, I'm sure you've seen the thing where it's like uh, gorillas don't actually know any lifting
Mhm.
techniques, and they're already probably stronger than we are. So let's hope that day never comes and they figure it out because they will absolutely dominate this earth.
Where would I want one point in time an elephant just to appear and
I thought like Hitler's bunker would be a pretty like no brainer one to
yeah.
just let him just absolutely stomp. But that seemed like low hanging fruit, so I didn't pick that one.
Yeah, kinda. Uh, I don't know. I don't even have an answer for this one. That's a really good one. Like you've stumped me on that one. Where would I want an elephant? Like, I don't know. Maybe like with like some researchers that are like in Antarctica or something like that. Just have it teleport there, so the whole world's baffled about it. You know.
Wow. Do you think it would last long there though? It'd be pretty quick to.
Well, it's no, it's not. It's not so much for the elephant or the that is for the like wow factor of like, oh shit, there's a fucking elephant in Antarctica.
We're researching penguins and we see an elephant just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Or yeah, that'd be about right. Or like right when Christopher Columbus actually like landed on the Americas, fucking raging elephant right there. Just he thinks it's some sort of like crazy attack by the natives. Nope. Just imagine him turning around and like going back to England and telling the world of what he saw.
It would be pretty. Yeah, you won't believe this. Like this thing is just pacing the coast, just back and forth. This elephant, and I can't do anything about it. I have nowhere to land. I don't know. It somehow keeps following me. I think it'd be pretty slick, like in like a medieval war. Like you see a lot of movies where they use elephants as like some sort of artillery. Basically, they come in and they just ram stuff, and people are shooting bows off of them and things like that. That'd be pretty slick. Drop them in the Crusades and see what happens if that really changes the tides at all.
Well, I mean, people have been using elephants for a while. I mean, you have was it when they tried to attack Rome? They tried to take elephants through mountains and found out that didn't work.
Let's not forget Love Guru. He rides an elephant everywhere he goes. If that thing was mean, it'd probably be a whole different story.
That's fair. That's a fair one. You know what? You caught me off guard. I don't think you've asked me a question that's caught me as off guard as that one. It's because I didn't look at it beforehand, but good job. Good on you.
Yeah, I know for sure you know. You like to do this thing where you go, oh yeah, I looked at the questions. You got some good ones in there. And then as we're preparing, like beforehand, we can see each other. I can watch you look at the questions in that moment, right? As I go, all right, you ready? We're going live. And then I just see you kind of glance down and I'm like, oh, he's just now seeing what the questions may be.
I completely forgot we have a private chat on here to where you and I can talk back and forth. That's not seen in the comments. But we just text to communicate still.
Listen, we're not tech savvy, all right? We stick to what we know. No,
which is why the shit we do is so impressive, or shit you do is so impressive. I'm just here, I'm just the pretty face, the comedy, I'm the talent. You're the, hardworking end of it. So,
Right on. Good to know. Okay.
I'm in danger.
Let's get it. So I will be looking for a new co-host for anybody who's interested.
Oh.
All right. I'm going to save my time traveler question. I'm going to skip it. We're going to save it for another show because we kind of touched on this before. I want to get to it now. It pertains to having $1 million. Okay.
Oh, all right.
You're walking in a forest. I don't know why. You're walking in a forest. You found a black suitcase. Inside it, there's $1 million and a piece of paper stained in blood with a single word on it. That single word is don't. Do you take the suitcase or do you leave it?
All right. So here's a question. I'm getting a really Rick and Morty cursed items or Jumanji vibe from this.
Right on.
I would think I was being clever and I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll leave the briefcase, but take the $1 million with me. when we all know the $1 million is probably cursed. So
What if you take the briefcase and leave the $1 million?
no, I mean it better be a damn good briefcase.
The $1 million is cursed, but the briefcase is lucky.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, the $1 million is put in the briefcase to cover up the unlucky and the demonic powers that the $1 million has. That's genius.
Oh, something to think about. Something to think about. I take it though. I take the $1 million.
Yeah, you know, I take it. I'll find out.
I absolutely take the $1 million. Like, I mean, you will never come across anything like that again. One,
That's
two.
right.
You don't know how the first person. You don't know if the first person died. You don't know how they died, if they died. So I'm taking my chances. I'm taking the $1 million.
Now this almost goes back to another thing too. My dad, when I was little, I forget the whole situation, but all I remember was someone telling me that he received a large sum of money in the mail, and he was like, "All right, I don't know what to do with this." So he actually called the police, and the police were like, "Yeah, give it to us. Don't take it. It's probably some sort of like cartel money or something like that." And I'm like, "What the hell? That shit really happens."
And that's how the cops got the new 2020 Chargers.
Yeah. That's why Marysville's running with the 2020 Chargers.
Yeah. And it's. I mean, what are they gonna do? They can check the numbers on the bills, I guess.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, I don't know that they're. I don't know if fingerprints actually stick to money like they want us to think it does.
But in that situation, like you have to think too, like if you take that money, you're entangling yourself into like some deep, like, people that are like, oh yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, but who am I to those people? You know what I mean? Like,
You're dead. That's why.
the only yeah the only scenario I see where it becomes an issue is if they're waiting for someone. It's like a drop point,
Mm-hmm.
and I just happen to stumble upon it, and I take it, and then
They
they
just
think
put it in your mailbox. Like,
and somehow I'm like a part of this whole thing. But otherwise, if I see this $1 million, if there's blood on the note that says "don't," someone's already died over it. So that part of it's done. Like, how many people die over the $1 million? You know what I mean?
well,
Are they like, this guy was supposed to get it? He's dead now. It's not an issue. And then I just happen to swoop up the $1 million like right after all this shit happened. They're cleaning out the body. The people who killed him are cleaning out the body. I happen to come across it at the same time. Count my lucky fucking stars because I'm taking that $1 million. And guess what? You don't know if somebody's watching you. You don't know if. Well, I mean, the government's always watching you. Big Brother is everywhere. Let's pull that back up.
Whoever that is, you are phenomenal. Thank you
yeah.
for commenting.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I mean, that really chimed in with a lot of today's theme.
Yeah,
honestly.
like all of it. Like, what else you got? What? Give me another one. What other question you got?
Should we go back to the time traveler question? Should we wrap it up with the time traveler? Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. What would you do if a time traveler told you that you would become president 10 years from now?
Not believing them.
I would do whatever the fuck I want. I would do whatever. I'd be like, wait, is this guaranteed? Like, no matter what path I go down, I will be president in 10 years. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to see what laws I want to not be illegal and stuff like that. No, I don't know. I feel like I would just, If somebody told me that, I think I would just be like, yeah, whatever. Fuck yourself.
That goes back to the question. All right, let's say you go to a fortune teller, right?
Okay.
And that fortune teller tells you, you know what, in 3 years, you're going to die. And you start thinking, okay, I'm going to go healthy and all this stuff and, all this stuff. Is what the fortune teller or what, like the prophecy or whatever it is that determined before you knew the information or after you knew the information?
Well, look at it this way. You talk about, should we get into Marvel theories? Because that timeline continues while a new timeline also starts, but you're not a part of that new timeline.
What timeline are you a part of?
Well, the one, oh,
You know what I mean? Like what? Like you're
the one,
conscious.
the one where they tell you that you're going to die in 3 years.
Okay, so you split off. So the other timeline is you not actually going to that fortune teller. So have you ever been interested in going to like a fortune teller, like a tarot? Like
No, I have had
no,
zero. It's a hoax. Like, it's such bullshit. There's no way.
Do you ever want to see an exorcism just to know if it's legit or not? Think about how many questions would be answered.
But here's the thing: is like, if I'm going to see an exorcism, if someone invites me to an exorcism, how do I know they're not just actors?
Well, I mean, you're going, so you can pretty much decide for yourself if it's kind of acting or not. I mean, if they're climbing on walls upside down, you're like, okay, that's pretty legit. But
fucking Spider-Man,
spider monkey.
No,
But if you witness it and you're like, damn, that's pretty like convincing. You're like, oh, that answers a lot of questions I have.
I think I would have more questions. I think that would be the issue, is I'd have more questions. How the fuck are you doing that would be one. Why did I come here would probably be another one. Actually, that might be the first one. Change my answer. Why did I come here would be the first one. Why does your head spin like that would probably be one.
How do you spin like an owl? You know, so it just goes all the way around. I don't know.
Yeah, you get it. That was me spinning my head all the way around, by the way.
You fucking nailed it, buddy.
Thanks. Yeah. Listen. I don't have an acting career yet, but you saw my capabilities with the pretending to spin my head all the way around. So,
The Conjuring 46, you're on it, bud.
This is when everybody in the movie industry gets COVID because nobody listened to Tom Cruise when he told everyone to take the precautions, and extras are becoming actors now. And I'm not even an extra, but guess what? This is my call up to the fucking big leagues. This is the replacements of the movie industry. I'm the Shane Falco of the movie industry.
Dude, I'll be Shane Falco any day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah. You can go play quarterback for the Bengals. You're pretty much Shane Falco. You're good to go.
I bet Shane Falco's jersey sells more than some NFL players.
Oh, absolutely. Think anyone's buying Ryan Finley's jersey? Absolutely fucking not.
Well, they don't even sell his jersey, if I had to guess. Somebody custom made a Trevor Lawrence Jets jersey, and they're just standing there like this as they watch the Jets win. As they watch the Jets win, they're like, "Oh my god, this is honestly the worst thing that could happen in franchise history is the Jets could win a fucking game this season."
Speaking of draft picks, Zach Taylor, if for some ungodly reason you're actually watching this, stop winning football games. Penei Sewell will protect Joey B, and then all our problems will be solved.
Don't let them. Supposedly, this is supposed to be a phenomenal draft class too.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. I haven't really dived too deep into it, but I will in the offseason.
Do you think? Let's talk. Okay, so let's fire up our Big Ten fans. One, did you see that Dabo Swinney ranked Ohio State 11th? Two, do you think Justin Fields will be a productive NFL quarterback?
I don't think Justin Fields will be a productive. No. I think there's a huge drop off between OSU, Clemson, and then there's a drop off to Ohio State, and then there's another steep drop off to Notre Dame, especially how they played last week. I don't think Notre Dame should have made it. Ohio State, they haven't lost a game. They merit the top four. But I don't know how you put Notre Dame in there. Give someone a shot. Give a Cincinnati a shot or something like that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. I don't think I don't think Notre Dame deserves to be in the top 4. I don't think Ohio State deserves to be in the top 4 either.
It's I think they deserve to be in the top 4, but I don't think they're going to do anything in the playoffs. Does that make sense? Like they haven't done anything to say that they're not a top 4 team, but they haven't necessarily done anything to say, oh yeah, they're going to make noise for a championship.
Well, here's the thing: is Ohio State was supposed to play Illinois this year. They got scared that it was going to be their it was. They got scared that it was going to be their number one opponent this year, and they decided, we got COVID, we can't play this game. So, if you look at the rest of their schedule, now they did play Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
That was their toughest. Wisconsin fell off.
And Indiana was their toughest.
Indiana without Penix Jr. though too.
No, they that quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
No, they had him that game, and he went off. He torched them, and then the week after, he tore his ACL because the ball
was it the week after?
Yeah, because the ball flies off his fucking hand. I was severely impressed by just fucking phenomenal. Like his throwing motion is so fucking weird, but he would just like sidearm it and it'd go fucking rocket out of there.
It is. It looks like he shot puts it, but he shot puts it for like 70 yards. Listen, man, if you don't have a career in football, maybe the Olympics is the way to go. I don't know.
Is he a sophomore? Do you know?
I don't know. He kind of came out of nowhere, didn't he?
Yeah, because if they're if they're this competitive next year and they get a good recruiting class, I don't know Ohio State's got any quarterback play to really compete with, something like that.
No, but let's talk about Trey Sermon as a running back, breaking Eddie George's single game rushing yards record.
What was it, 331?
That is outrageous. Whatever it was astounding. And that is, I think, once again, I think the way that Ohio State succeeds is their running game, and they sit here and they're so high and mighty on their quarterbacks, and it's not the quarterbacks that deserve the recognition. Like J.K. Dobbins should have been able to get picked up anywhere, in my opinion, when he entered the draft.
No Ohio State quarterback has really done anything in the NFL, and you look back to. I was listening to one of the podcasts, and it may have been one of the podcasts you listened to with the sports commentators, but he said that Ohio State's system is based off the wide receivers make decisions based off how the defense comes out, right? Mm-hmm. And then the quarterback throws to an open receiver, essentially. So it's easy for the quarterback. But in the NFL, it's reversed. The quarterback anticipates how the defense goes, and the wide receiver also has to anticipate it. So maybe that's why Ohio State has great wide receivers, but shitty quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
Exactly. There's so much more to the timing in the NFL than there is to the NCAA, to where, I mean, you look at it when Tom Brady first went to the Buccaneers, so much miscommunication that he was throwing to guys downfield on option routes that were like, I'm going to cut in. I see where this guy is going. I'm going to cut in. And you need to anticipate me cutting in because of the way the defense is reacting to the point where, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation if Tom Brady's actually the GOAT or not. But
and that's the same. If you ask 5 receivers to run 5 in routes, right? They're all going to run them differently. You have to know how your people. And I premise it with this: how well do you think a Justin Herbert, a Joe Burrow, a Tua are going to do with a full actual offseason where they get to throw to their guys in the offseason rather than, just 2 weeks of practice. So I think it's going to be really interesting.
I mean, you're just hoping for the Joey B train. Let's make sure Joey B's leg. Let's make sure his leg is still in one piece going into next season first, and then work our way up. By the way, speaking of Ohio State quarterbacks, Dwayne Haskins is not the answer in Washington.
Only for their strip clubs. That's about
it. He was like, look at them titties. All right. We'll wrap it up there for today. Good episode. Lots to talk about. I
Great.
know
Good shit.
holidays are coming up, so happy holidays. Not to, just so we don't offend anybody who may be listening. I think primarily we're a Christmas crowd, but happy holidays to all of you who are listening, have listened, are going to catch this episode later in the audio only portion. Again, we're still going to release this Friday like we normally do. I know that is Christmas. But we've been having so much fun doing the video shit that we put the audio stuff up for people who want to go back and listen to it. But mostly a lot of the people have caught it at some point or will catch it during the week on the video portion. So we thank you all. I know I do this time and time again. We thank you all for those of you who are listening or watching along with us and being able to chime in. Happy holidays. Stay safe.
You got
Mama and Papa Steel again for the shirts.
That's right. Our number one fans right there.
That's our number one fans.
Number one fans, family.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just family that listens primarily, but
yeah.
Tommy said that even if he's our last fan, we have to continue to do this. So once a week, we're going to be hanging out on the internet. Yeah. No, but like I said, I hammer this fact home a lot every time we end the show, but I am grateful for all those that have supported, and Mama Steel chiming in that they are the number one fans. For everybody who chimes in with comments and things like that, for everybody who catches the episode later on, for people who even watch like a minute of the episode, it doesn't matter. As long as you're along for the ride with us, even just a little bit or a small portion of it, we're grateful. Again, as soon as we get the okay, we're going to be launching that Idiots Against Cancer shirt. So if you look below, let me get this right. If you look below, the link has been the link has been scrolling across. Let me try that again. If you look below, the link at the bottom has been scrolling across for a little while now. Go there. That is the entire Idiots on a Mic store. So you'll see all of the products that we've launched so far. Take a look at that. Hopefully within the next day or two, you'll be seeing the Idiots Against Cancer shirt. I'll reach out to the CBD guys and I always want to make sure that when we use their logo that it's okay with them, because they are more or less a sponsor of ours. So as soon as we get the okay, we're gonna launch that motherfucker.
Absolutely. And just give a shout out to Moreno. I appreciate you watching, brother. Facebook user, you know what? You fucking know. You're in the know. Mama Steel, as always, you're one of our favorites. And old Peppermint Matty here. Let me explain something. He is the engine that keeps this show going. Whenever you see a Facebook design, whenever you see any sort of like graphic or anything like that. Initially, I was doing a lot of that, but he is fucking taking it to another level. So kudos to you, man. Good shit.
Well, yeah. Something I'd like to do for a living. I didn't know that it seemed like a long shot. So, it's something I want to invest time in. And again, another thing that we've hammered home a lot is let's make people laugh. The people that are enjoying this, like, let's let them know that, hey, we're here for you guys, and we want to bring that entertainment for them. So I appreciate that, and we'll go ahead and end our show as always.
Cheers.
Cheers.